Hi, I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Rihanna, and welcome back to Fresh Off the Broke.
Fresh Off the Broke is about personal experiences growing up Asian American in a predominantly white community, Asian media, and Asian pop culture in general. Race has always been a sensitive topic. Every day there are debates over race. With our podcast, we intend to shed light on the experiences of first-generation immigrants, not put them on a pedestal.
We understand that race isn't everything, but there should be an acknowledgement of people of color, the knowledge gap, and the racial divide that will ideally be broken. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the episode. Today we are going to be discussing cultural appropriation.
Just in time for Halloween.
Oh yeah, happy Halloween, I guess.
If that's still a thing.
Yeah.
Comment down below what you dressed up as or what you would have dressed up as.
You know what I would have dressed up as?
I'm scared.
Bakugo.
Of course.
Because my friend for my birthday, he bought me the gauntlets.
Did he really?
Yeah. So what were you gonna dress up as?
Oh, I was actually gonna dress up as Sailor Moon.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Yeah, I was gonna be shoot, where have I been? I forget the name of what I was gonna dress up as Sailor Moon in like Princess Serenity form.
That's really cute.
Cause I have a dress that looks like the Princess Serenity dress.
What the heck? Now I'm sad that there's no like
You want to see me as Sailor Moon?
Yes, I do. Then we could have cute IG pics, and then if we ever do a face reveal, that's the photo we use. But I guess that's not happening.
Though. Imagine.
The photos we have right now aren't very nice.
What are you talking about? No, I'm kidding. Okay. Moving on, we are filming a podcast episode. So first, we have some cringy Halloween costumes that we'd like to share.
Oh god.
Would you like to go first?
Sure. So, if you just search up cultural appropriation Halloween costumes, one of the first things that'll show up are 4 different costumes. Two of them are technically a couple's costume, I guess. So the first one, the picture is oh my god, yeah, it's fake. The first one is a white lady in a red I don't even know what it's trying to be. But it's like a red dress that's like a kimono style, I guess, cuz like the bow at the back, right?
Yeah, it's cut off at the front though.
Yeah.
It's like a mullet, but a dress.
Yeah, mullet dress. And like there's a big dragon on the front, and she has something in her hair which I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't think that's part of Japanese culture.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
And
I could be wrong, but
I think you're wrong.
I like to think that the Japanese wouldn't do that to themselves.
I think she's also
at least not the way that she did it, because she looks a little
seductive Asian.
Kind of gives me peacock vibes.
Oh yeah, it does. Huh.
But it also reminds me of like, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. The next costume, or the pair of costumes, I'm guessing it's like a Mexican costume. The lady's costume, she has a sombrero on, or like I guess that's what it's trying to be. It's a white short sleeve top with like lace, like frills at the top, and then a skirt, and she has 2 bottles of, I guess, fake alcohol. And I think that's a black wig, because she doesn't look like she has natural black hair.
Yeah, something about those bangs look like they were formed.
Yeah. And her partner's costume is, same hat. He also has a fake mustache,
Very,
Um,
very
a s-
fake.
yeah, a striped shirt with the tassels at the bottom. It's like mimicking like
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
yeah, like traditional wear. It's doing a very bad job. I think the like the straps on the he has these two straps that go across his body in an X. I think those are supposed to be for like I don't know if they're supposed to be for like holding something. I just don't know what it is. But aren't those like for bullets? Like a
Yeah,
bullet holder?
I think for this costume it might be for shot glasses. But
That's yeah.
at the same time, I don't really know much about alcohol culture.
Yeah.
Maybe that person does.
And the
This is
last
how we're
cost
gonna integrate all these annoying motorcycles in our episode.
yeah, we're just not gonna cut them out anymore. Over it. So, and the last costume is your stereotypical Native American costume. She has like a headband with a feather on it. She has like a brown dress with the tassels. I don't know what she's is that like a pipe that she's holding? A fake pipe?
I think so.
Yeah, it's very stereotypical. And yeah, that's like one of the first things that comes up when you search up cultural appropriation Halloween costumes on Google.
Not to critique the already racist design, but those tassels are so poorly cut.
I know.
Like, even, you know how when you buy things and they say that, like, oh, online shopping fail, it looked better in the picture. I can already tell in this photo, just if I zoom in, hang on, I'm gonna zoom in for real, that the material is bad.
Yeah, it looks itchy.
Yeah. I don't know. It reminds me of what is it called? You know that felt that you buy at the dollar store?
Yeah,
Kind of like that.
yeah.
Yikes. These are the three that you just brought up. Well, technically four, but three that you just brought up. Those are your, how do you say, standard starter Pokemon cultural appropriation costumes.
Yeah, for sure.
Usually it's uh the sexy geisha, the I don't even know what this Mexican, like, I don't know what they're trying to be. They're clearly trying to be some like stereotypical Mexicans, but I can't tell like what they are.
Yeah.
I know that some people they do like Mexican bandits, which is another thing. And then for Native American, sometimes I'll see the costume that you just showed, and then sometimes I'll see like the really like shortcut kind of like sexy
Oh,
native,
yeah.
which is awful if you think about the history because you know when they uh,
Yep.
came over to when the Europeans came over to America and basically assaulted all
Everyone.
all the indigenous women.
Yep. And that's just not even counting Canada's current history. But we won't get into that because that's a whole nother episode.
Okay, I have a costume that I don't even know what it's supposed to be, but it's this guy wearing like a foam vest that looks like a brick wall, and then it just says the wall in giant white text, kind of graffiti style. And at the bottom right, you'll see someone's tweet. It says, "If cultural appropriation on Halloween isn't for you, here's a direct racist costume straight from Party City." When I went online and looked this up, it did say that this was a Party City costume and they were under fire for it. I think that the wall is supposed to be a reference to Donald Trump wall that he was gonna build to fend off the Mexicans. Which, okay, let's just do a little history talk right here. Walls don't work. Just think about it. The Great Wall of China is
Berlin Wall.
beautiful, yes, but did it work? No. And yes, Berlin Wall. I think at this point, I mean, I'm not encouraging Donald Trump's agenda, but walls don't work. Maybe think of something else, but at the same time, don't do anything, go away. No one likes you. I mean, a lot of people like you. I don't like you. But yeah, what do you think of this costume? I think it's just very ugly and I don't get it. I mean, I do get it, but I don't.
I don't know. This costume is clearly like just going off of the Donald Trump hype. And I think the person who would wear it is just some like frat boy who thinks it's funny,
He kind of does look like a frat boy, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, that's really a costume that they made that they thought people would like, which, I mean, I guess some people would like something like that.
It's really ugly, though.
I know.
Not to condone racist costumes, but if you're gonna, it's like what we say with racist jokes. If you're gonna be racist, at least be funny. At least, if you're gonna have a racist costume, at least have it look nice,
I know.
Have one thing going for you.
Another costume that I found, a costume, it's someone dressed up in, they painted their face blue. They're wearing a blue, like, not bodysuit, like full bodysuit. And they have a bunch of fake arms around them. And they're wearing like a headpiece. And there's a bunch of bloody fake arms around their waist, a bunch of heads also, and one of the arms is holding another head. Clearly very inappropriate. They're making a very scary face. This one makes me like, this one to me is like one of the worst ones because this is like a deity that people worship and you are making it your Halloween costume.
Also, this photo is horrifying.
Yeah, like this is I feel watch the YouTube version to see it.
I feel unsafe looking at this photo. I feel like I might get hurt. This face that they're making.
Yeah. It's very disrespectful. And yeah, and I guess people would be like, oh, people dress up as Jesus, but that's...
Well, people don't dress up as Jesus with a bunch of, like, fake bloody arms and skulls that have nothing to do with the actual...
I know.
And also, that's not even the right amount of arms. Like, not to be that person, but that is not the right amount of arms. Wait, let me count.
This person,
2, 4, 6, 8. Wait, that might be the right amount. Not important.
I think there's a... oh, that's a knife. They're also holding a knife, a shield. There's... this is... whatever. This clearly disrespectful. Gross. Why would you do that? Bad Halloween costume. -1 million out of 10.
Yeah, it's just... Why would you do this?
Yeah.
Not even... I guess this was their interpretation of the whole destroyer. I guess this was their interpretation of the destroyer part of Shiva's identity, but this is not it.
Yeah.
Especially the jewelry too. So ugly.
Bro, why?
Do you see the bracelets? They look like fabric that's falling off. What?
Why?
And the hair,
I know.
this giant black wig that looks like it got caught in like a vacuum cleaner.
I mean,
What
like,
is
besides just the costume in general, the whole idea of it is just completely disrespectful.
it? Yeah, I know.
Why?
Okay, I have a costume that's similar to the Japanese one you showed before. This is a sexy geisha Halloween costume that was sold on Fashion Nova.
Wow.
And it also looks very low quality. Like
Yeah.
looking at the fabric, I mean, I know that's not the point, but if at least just this looks bad. You can see, do you see all those folds?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is part of their no Photoshop policy because I know that some brands they don't Photoshop to be real. But what is this fabric?
Of course they have to sell sexy geisha. Like,
And the
come
bow
on.
looks awful. It actually looks awful. I don't know what it is.
Why? Yeah, but it seems to be like one of the most popular costumes is always sexy Asian, you know?
Yeah, because the whole thing with Asian women being like submissive
Mm-hmm.
and elusive, if that's the right word to use.
God.
Oh no, not elusive, aloof, aloof. I know English, I swear.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Um,
We'll just speak French for now to
God.
accommodate for you.
Okay, thank you. One, I guess the last this isn't Halloween, but this is more cultural appropriation in general. So there's a girl, you may know her. Her name is Katie Eggy. Eggy means cute in Korean, right? Or no, it
Uh,
means like babe. Let me check. I think it means baby. I mean, I don't know. Why
I
would I know that? I am not.
like given my knowledge, like not to sound like a Korea boo, because I know like a little bit of Korean because I want to. I'm an aspiring polyglot. Okay, I want to know a lot of languages.
Mm.
I That's not how you say baby or
It's
child.
it's like it's a partner, a name for your partner. So like it means baby, but not baby in the context of a small child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just a pet name. So, yes, this girl, she went viral for, being a Korea boo, doing her makeup like stereotypical Korea boo. And then she posted so the picture that we're showing is like I'm pretty sure it's after, but she posted a video of her dancing in how do you pronounce the name of the dress?
K-pop
K-pop?
in Cantonese.
Okay.
K-pop.
And so she posted a video of her. I'm pretty sure she was dancing to AOA
Okay.
of her like dancing in that dress. And then I'm guessing she posted this photo afterwards of being like close-ups of this, right?
Mhm.
And she was under fire because cultural appropriation reasons. And people were just saying like, why are you wearing my cultural dress like that, It seems like very promiscuous. Is how I use that word?
Yeah.
I mean, is there any like meaning to the dress? Like how should it be worn traditionally?
Well, people usually wear it for like formal events and stuff.
Hmm.
And like, there's nothing inherently wrong with wearing a K-pop or a Qipao and dancing in it, but if you're gonna dance to K-pop, technically, shouldn't you be wearing a Korean dress?
Yeah.
Not to be that person, but you know. And uh, there are dresses like you can see in the picture that are shorter like this. I mean, I don't know where she bought this from,
Yeah.
but I have seen dresses that are short, not that short, but they're above the knee.
Mm-hmm.
And I, like, I don't represent the entire race of Chinese people. I don't think there's something inherently wrong with someone liking Chinese, the like traditional Chinese dresses and then wanting to wear them. But it's more about like your intention, similar to what we said in the tattoo video, and
Mm-hmm.
also you should know what they're for and the context and the history, not an in-depth history. You don't have to be able to show me a PowerPoint if I ask you anything about why you're wearing that. But I think you should at least know what it's called, what it's worn for, like is it appropriate to wear it for whatever I'm about to do,
Mm-hmm.
and are you doing it to look cool or something? Because a lot of people they'll say, "Oh, I don't agree with cultural appropriation or I don't believe in cultural appropriation because it's good that other people are appreciating other cultures, wearing other clothes, liking this, liking that." And I mean, yeah, it is good that people are appreciating other cultures, but there is something wrong with wearing another culture's attire or traditional wear as an accessory.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not you appreciating it. That's just you wearing it as some cool earring, some cool whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and treating it as just an accessory.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Agreed.
that's my take on it as a Chinese girl. I have a K-pole, but I've never worn it because I don't have anywhere to go with it. If that
Mm.
makes sense, because a lot of Chinese people I know they have all these parties that they go to when it's Chinese New Year, but I don't really.
Mm.
My family doesn't really do that. We have family dinners and stuff, but we don't do what other people do. And so this K-pole that I have just stays there. Very sad. I've worn it before, but I've never worn it out or anything. I don't have
Mm.
a reason to. But yeah, someone
Yeah.
an occasion to wear this because I think it's sad that it just stays there. It's a cute dress.
Also, I just want to note, like, I'm pretty sure. Well, the picture that we have, it's a screenshot because she might have deleted the post because of how much hate she got for it.
Mhm.
But it seems that she like has a little bit of history about it. Like, it's cut off,
Mhm.
but I think she added a little bit of history. But also another thing, even besides the whole like cultural appropriation, another big problem is that when white girls do it, suddenly it's cool.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, one of the big issues with her. Well, she's also done some other questionable things, I'm pretty sure. But like, it's always the white girl who starts to like do her eye makeup a certain way and like, I wish I had monolids and I want to make my tear ducts look really big and puffy because cute, right? And like, just basically taking Asian style, Asian everything, saying even though they do appreciate it and maybe they are like it is cultural appreciation, not appropriation, but it's funny how that makes it okay because she's white. But when people of the culture do it, it's weird.
Yeah. I agree with that. And like you said, it does look like she wrote a little bit of the history. But that's one thing that bothers me about that. And this isn't necessarily a direct attack to her, but I get annoyed when influencers, Instagram models, whatever, they'll post a picture of themselves with dreads or with a traditional Chinese dress or something, and then they'll say, I love whatever this is, and then they'll say, oh, this is called whatever, blah, and then they'll insert a little blurb about the history, because maybe their intentions are good. I don't know them personally, but I think they're trying to get themselves off the hook.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know that sometimes people will say, "Oh, I can't do anything. I can't wear anything without getting yelled at. Even if I put 2 sentences about the history, I'm still in trouble."
That's not really why you're getting in trouble, but yeah. Yeah.
Boo-hoo. I'm sorry. Just
Yeah, I know. It's so, yeah.
cry me a river. I don't know. It's just there are ways to avoid this entire thing. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't wear it at all, but there are ways to avoid these situations.
Yeah. Also, especially like, okay, again, no hate to this girl, but like the type of girl with the aesthetic of like that type of eye makeup and like literally her aesthetic, right? It's so clearly like K-pop based, you know?
Mhm.
And like she did this whole post of being like I appreciate the culture, whatever. But then when it switches from like you saying stuff like that and then now she posts in like Korean captions, it's like, one, why are you suddenly not speaking in English all of a sudden? Like, I don't know. It's that weird line of like, why am I mad slash do I have a reason to be mad? But I feel like we should still have a reason to be mad because why are you cool for it? And why am I just some foreigner, you know?
Yeah, it's perpetual foreigner. Uh, like this is like one last point that I want to make, but it's okay, maybe two. But the first one is when people, with the whole Korean wave, people are exposed to Korean culture, fashion, maybe traditional wear, and then it seeps into Chinese culture, sometimes Japanese culture, but usually that comes from people liking anime. And I think it's nice that people want to learn more about the culture itself, but it's just, I don't know how I feel about, and it's not just white people, I just don't know how I feel about non Korean people liking K pop and then wanting to become Korean. Because there's nothing wrong with, liking K pop, liking Korean culture, I don't know, studying abroad in Korea, learning Korean, and then like maybe living there because I don't know, in theory that sounds kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then there's also people that like K-pop, want to become Korean. They go study in Korea, learn Korean. I don't know, maybe like date a Korean person, and then it's like they're fulfilling some type of Asian fantasy.
There's something very different about liking anime and then getting into Japanese culture versus liking K-pop and then getting into Korean culture because K-pop isn't really about Korean culture. Yes, it's Korean pop, but I feel like in anime there's such a like you can learn about Japanese history through anime, right? Like there are some informative things. Well, K-pop is more I find the boys attractive because like I find the boys attractive, they're Korean, therefore I want to go to Korea.
Yeah, it's just like that. In the Yellow Fever episode, that tweet you brought up about the girl that found her own Jungkook.
Hmm. Yeah, it's more
That's where it goes wrong.
yeah, it's yeah, because anime it's not about well, it kind of is, but at the same time there's a lot of cultural aspects. While in Korean pop, it's very much commercialized, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
watching BTS go to do some cultural thing is not what they're focused about. That is just something that they do because they are. I, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but yeah. Damn, we went off.
Yeah, cause this is, cause I don't want to make it seem like people aren't allowed to like Chinese culture and things. It's just about where your intentions are. Because I remember this one guy. He's Korean. He was talking about how um all of a sudden, I think it was like in high school. Yeah, all of a sudden, these girls started liking him, and like he got all this attention. But then he found out that all of them had this one thing in common, and it was that they're a new fan or they're a fan of K-pop, specifically BTS.
That's so sad. Like that's so sad, man.
Yeah, because like we've been saying, it's okay to like a culture. Like go ahead, appreciate other cultures. That's kind of the whole point of this whole multiculturalism thing. But just, want to check yourself a little maybe.
Yeah. Also, I think that having preferences, like if I were to say like, oh, I'm like like I find the features in a certain race more attractive, like that's like your type, right? I feel like that is borderline more okay. But when you're actually like have a crush on someone in your real life because they look like a K-pop idol, that's just pushing it.
Yeah.
Because you should be liking someone for who they are, not because they look like your favorite K-pop oppa. Like it,
Yeah,
you
that's the
know?
same thing with the clothes and other things. You shouldn't just like it because it's Indian, you know?
Yeah, you should have background info as to, yeah.
Hmm. Okay, moving on to our next segment, we have some lovely celebrity moment.
Oh God.
Would you like to start?
Sure. Um, you know what? I'm gonna start with our nation's leader,
Why did you say it like that? You sound,
Justin
you sound
Trudeau.
like a nationalist.
So, Justin Trudeau, he's kind of known for being like the handsome politician.
Oh,
And
I
then,
hated the way you said that. The handsome politician.
well, like to be fair, compared to other people, compared to Trump, man.
He's not Canadian though.
Well, yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I mean
you
like
have a point, but he's not Canadian.
yeah. Well, okay, so Justin Trudeau, I think it was around like election time, a photo of him in was it blackface or brownface?
It's brownface, but people called it blackface.
Yeah. So him in, I guess technically brown face or blackface. It was surfaced. I think it was a costume party, probably a Halloween party, and I think he has a turban on in the photo, like a fake
Yeah, it was
one.
supposed to be some sort of Indian costume.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's wearing a like a head dress, not a headdress, but I don't think it's a turban. It has like a feather on it. It's like your stereotypical genie like headdress, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, he's just with the like four other women. Even his hands are painted, man.
That's commitment.
Yeah, that is not good commitment, but it is commitment. And yeah,
I thought it was weird how the Conservative Party tried to use that against Justin Trudeau because like conservative liberals, like I don't know why the conservatives decided to take that type of stand.
yeah,
Cause not to generalize, but a lot of conservatives they would either not care or would be the one doing the just putting that out there.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that video of Andrew Scheer being like, Justin Trudeau did blackface. This is cultural appropriation. This is
Okay, Andrew
disrespectful.
Scheer, we get it.
But that's not what you stand for. I don't.
Exactly. So yeah, I
Well, ain't that
mean,
a celebrity? Maybe he thought it was blackface because this is a black and white photo. I'm pretty sure the correct term would be brown face, given that he was trying to be a genie. Oh, that's one photo.
There's other photos of him. I think it's like blackface because his hair is like styled a
Like he
certain
has.
way.
Yeah. I don't know what this is.
It's sad that he's done this multiple times.
Yeah, this is. I guess he had a frat boy past, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Ugh. Oh, and the photo of him in brown face, like the Halloween party one, is from 2001.
Wow, we weren't. Never mind.
Yeah.
Not to reveal private information.
So yeah,
But I feel like that's something that you would try to burn before becoming prime minister.
I mean, I guess because his dad used to be a prime minister, it was like well hidden.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like they would try to, I don't know, pay someone to throw away all the copies of those photos. I mean, I don't know if it's from a yearbook or not, because then that'd be impossible. But I don't know. I feel like, well, prime ministers aren't necessarily rich, but people in power, especially something like a prime minister, I feel like they would try to wipe that out.
Mm.
Not that I'm condoning wiping out your bad decisions from the past.
Ugh. Well, yeah. So, do you have a celebrity?
Yes, this is a little complicated. So Katy Perry, she has been the center of many cultural appropriation claims because in her music video from the past, Dark Horse, that was an Egyptian concept. Hang on, I'm just gonna
Mhm.
pull it up for myself.
Egyptian cultural appropriation is also very normalized at this point.
Oh yeah, people don't really notice it anymore. I definitely didn't understand this. Well, not understand, but I didn't notice that this was a problem because I was very young.
Hmm.
The Katy Perry song "Dark Horse" was supposed to be about a witch warning someone not to fall in love with her,
Hmm.
and hang on, a closer analysis of the song points to a warning away from drug addiction as well. Perry refers to the feeling she gives as magic, something to make you levitate, fly like a bird without a cage. All references to getting high.
Okay, but her like I like the
Interesting.
song Dark Horse has nothing to do with her music video.
Yeah. She took like an Egyptian kind of empress witch concept, which was
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
yeah. This is like not even cultural appropriation wise. That just doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
And uh, another thing that she was under fire for was she performed the song called Unconditional. Unconditional or Unconditionally. Katy Perry. Um,
Unconditional.
Unconditionally. She performed
Oh,
that dressed as a geisha. Like, the entire stage was all quote-unquote Japanese themed, if you know what I mean, and she was dressed as a geisha. And the thing is, these two instances, she did acknowledge and she did talk about how she realized that this was cultural appropriation. I saw this video of her. I don't know if we're allowed to play it, given that in our comedy thing, we got claimed like crazy.
yeah.
There's this video of her saying how she didn't realize that it was cultural appropriation, and it's good that someone, out of compassion, out of love, I think it was, said, "Hey, you kind of messed up here." And I mean, maybe she did realize that this wasn't okay. Sometimes it's hard to tell with celebrities because you know how
Mhm.
everything just gets wiped under the rug, swept under the rug after they apologize. And I mean, I don't know her personally. I don't know what she's really thinking. I don't know if she really cares about these issues. That's the thing with celebrities. People, you think you know who they are, but then you don't. Which is
Yeah.
another thing that has nothing to do with this podcast. But, congratulations on your baby. Katy Perry had a baby.
I think it's just weird that she's doing all these like cultural concepts and it has nothing to do with her song.
You're right. You're right.
Like unconditionally has nothing to do with Asian culture.
Yeah, isn't it about? Hang on. This song came out a long time ago. I forget what it was about.
It's
Unconditionally.
literally just like your
My
typical
king.
love song.
Yeah, unconditional, unconditionally, I will love you. There is no fear now. Okay, yeah. Basically unconditional life. Love, not life. Unconditional life. Yeah, bouncing off of what you just said about uh, costumes being related to the song, Nicki Minaj in 2000, was it 2018? Let me look at that. 2000. When did Chun-Li come out? Nicki Minaj, Chun-Li. I look up Nicki Minaj and then it immediately says pregnant, which we are not a celebrity gossip podcast. Yeah, it came out in 2018. So Nicki Minaj did this song called, well, not did the song, she wrote a song called Chun-Li, which was basically a whole tribute or just a concept inspired by the character from Street Fighter, Chun-Li.
Hell yeah, Street Fighter.
Yes. Comment down below who your favorite Street Fighter character is. And this concept wasn't inherently racist or anything because, it's about Chun-Li, so she's gonna dress like Chun-Li. I remember uh, in the music video, there was. Oh no, this isn't the music video. This was on like SNL. Yeah, on SNL, she did dress up as Chun-Li, and also I think in the music video, there's this one part where where she's wearing a dress very similar to Chun-Li, except in red, because the suit's the concept that she was doing. Like, I don't know if this is me being ill-informed. I mean, actually, no, I don't think I'm being ill-informed. I'm not doing this. Uh, I didn't have a problem with this because this is about Chun-Li, the character, and she didn't really do anything wrong here, in my opinion. I'm not just saying that because she's black or because, well, I mean, she's Trini, because she's part Asian. This concept, I mean, it's Chun-Li, so she's gonna
Yeah,
embody that.
she's essentially just cosplaying as Chun-Li.
Yeah. One thing that I did have a problem with, I will try to put this on screen if I can find it, because this is a hard thing to search, but a lot of her fans made these really racist videos to Chun-Li. They would be wearing like khaki costumes and then pulling their eyes back, and they would have chopsticks in their hair, and then they'd like take it out and like do these mocking kung fu moves.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of problems with that for many reasons, because the heck, why are you mocking? Listen, what did Chinese culture do to you?
Yeah, it's just the biggest problem is always when an artist, even if they come out with something like respectful, the fans always like have to make jokes about it, you know?
Yeah, I don't see what is. I mean, I thought this was cool, you know? Why'd you have to turn it into. I actually liked the song when it came out. I was like, yeah, Chun-Li. And this was like one of the only Asian concepts I've seen that I thought kind of, like they passed. She passes. She doesn't do anything wrong. Not to my knowledge. Or nothing that showed up in the research. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, same with you. Well, at first I was like, when she first came out with the concept, I was like, well, I don't know what it's gonna be like. But when I actually like looked into it and like saw the song, heard the song, I was like, okay, it's fine. But like again, I saw like some people mocking Asians under the like guise of being like, oh, I'm just doing a Chun-Li parody. It's like, no, you're not doing a Chun-Li parody, you're just being racist.
Yeah, a lot of people, I saw them pulling their eyes back.
Yeah.
So many people. I saw this one person with actual tape pull out in the video. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't think I can find this video because I'm pretty sure it got deleted.
Hmm.
But this person, they had on a very tacky blue, like traditional Chinese dress, or at least it was trying to be a traditional Chinese dress, and they had chopsticks in their hair. There was a guy, by the way. Not that it matters, but I just
Hmm.
trying to get the image out here. And they in the video they were putting on tape, like pulling their eyes back and putting on tape, and then they were dancing around kind of in a mocking way, not necessarily mocking Chinese people, but you know when people just like do like a mocking dance, if you know what I mean, like jumping around, kind of
Yeah.
like the way kids do when they're like ha ha,
Yeah.
in the John Mulaney clip that we play when he's like ha 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 ha, kind of like that,
Yeah.
and it irked me a lot. I really
Yeah.
that irked me.
I don't know. Also, I did like hear some Asian people, like some people in the Asian community were upset about Chun-Li, like just in general because I don't know, Nikki like basically cosplayed as Chun-Li, right?
Yeah,
But that's why at first I was like, okay, what is this about, right?
yeah.
But yeah,
Yes, go on. Sorry, I interrupted
I
you.
didn't have anything else to go off of.
Yeah, I can see why some people would be a little pissed off about it, because if you do look at her stage costume, they are like more of a sexual. They lean more towards a sexual nature.
Mhm.
But I don't know if that's her being Chun-Li, because Chun-Li's dress isn't that long, is it? Right? It's like
Chun-Li is literally like body tight clothes. She's essentially just like female badass stereotypical. She's super buff.
yeah, like hourglass figure. Like I think that was more just playing to the concept, right?
Yeah, it's not like I can't even think of something stereotypical like Asian whatever because she's literally like just being Chun-Li, you
Yeah,
know?
didn't you have a tweet about her and something about being Asian?
Oh yeah, yeah. So as I was saying before, how people in the Asian community were getting kind of heated over this. Some people were saying that Nikki is actually like part Japanese, and she tweeted out something. She said, "I will tweet only in Japanese for the next week to honor my great grandfather." But she never confirmed or denied if that was real or not. like that's the only thing about her saying, like hinting at the fact that she's part Japanese.
Uh-huh. It looks like it's from 2012. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's interesting because usually when you have tweets from 2012, it's like people digging up other people's problematic joke.
Yeah, this is to back her up.
Yeah. Um, I never heard anything about Nicki Minaj being Asian at all. Only because, well, actually, I don't know why I'm like coming up with a reason or looking for a reason, but I just never heard about it. No one ever brought it up to me. I don't. Other people probably didn't know either, and that wasn't a part of her art or her career in general, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people, like some Asian artists, being Asian plays a lot into their art. Like they'll incorporate certain parts of their culture into music videos, stuff like that, their lyric. But she doesn't do that, at least not with Japanese culture. And when you look her up, she's referred to as a Trinidadian American rapper, not Trinidadian Japanese.
Yeah, because like her great grandfather, what is that? Like an eighth? A fourth?
Yeah.
Not a fourth.
If you look her up, well, not look her up. If you look up is Nicki Minaj Japanese or Nicki Minaj Japanese, it does say that she's mainly Trinidadian, and she was born there. Her father's Indian, her mother's Trinidadian, and her great grandfather's Japanese. But we never really heard anything about it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's complicated, especially like you said, great grandfather. That's far back.
Yeah, also from a tweet.
Yeah. And sometimes you'll have people, especially white girls, not to like white bash or anything, but you'll have white girls being like, "Yeah, I'm 1/10." I guess they Filipino, but that's not something that white girls do.
No.
They're like, "I'm 1/10 Korean, or I'm a quarter, not a quarter, an eighth black." I remember some girl in my class said that one time.
Oh God.
There were
Also,
these
yes. Sorry.
there were these two girls in my class. They asked the teacher, it was a supply teacher, they asked her what she thought that they were, like ethnically.
Oh God.
This one girl, she was uh, part native. I don't know how much, but she asked the teacher what she looked like, and the teacher said that she thought she was Greek, and then she got like really offended. And this other girl that's not black in any way asked the teacher, and the teacher said that she looked white but with a tan. The teacher was like, "You look like you had some time in the sun."
That's funny.
And that really is all it was, because she wasn't black. But on Instagram and stuff, she would edit her photo so that she looked almost brown, if you know what I mean, like her
Yeah.
skin tone.
Ugh.
Which is a whole other thing,
Hmm.
people wanting to pretend to be another race because it's trendy now.
Hmm. Also, one thing, I feel like I hate when people are like, "Oh, I'm 1/8 insert like race here," right?
Mm-hmm.
Because unless you are in tune with your culture, like that part of your culture, the only connection you have is that it's technically part of your DNA. But in terms of experience, you don't have any, you know?
Yeah, if someone were to tell me something like that and then they're not in tune with the culture, I wouldn't say that that means that they're not that, like they don't have that in them,
Yeah.
but they shouldn't use that as some sort of race card.
Hmm.
You know how nowadays there's a lot of people that even flex about trauma and stuff like that. And
God.
there's people that, in order to fit into conversations about racial discrimination, they'll say that they're 1/10 insert race, even though they present, well, not present, but they're white passing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't see any of the race that they're talking about. Not to say that that doesn't make them that race, but in I don't know, maybe a public setting, someone would be more likely to be racist to me over them because I fully look like an Asian person.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be racist to that person based off of look. Maybe if they heard that that person was a certain race, even like a very small part, they might say something as a response to that, something racist, but they would not be treated differently by the way they look.
Mm-hmm.
Does that,
Also,
yeah?
yes. Who should go first?
I was gonna say that this episode, I don't know why, it felt painful to record.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm upset or if I'm just tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is an exhausting topic.
Oh God. What was I gonna say? Oh, like I feel like people who are, part something, you can't complain about, especially in the whole race topic and like, what's the word? Oppression topic. Bringing up the fact that you are 1/4, I don't know, black, and then complain about how, but no one sees that in you. If you don't have any, like, I don't know how to explain this, but
You can try.
so a friend of ours is like half native, right?
Okay.
But they like fully are immersed in their culture, right? They are white passing. But for me, I can understand as to why they would get annoyed if people just assume that they're fully white, right? Because they are very in tune with their culture.
And there are a lot of Native people, not all Native people, but there are some Native people that look white, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could be fully Native, but they kind of look white.
Yeah. Also, our friend's mom also like is white passing as well,
Yeah, but
but their
she
mom
was
is
part of the
fully,
60s scoop.
yeah. Again, Canada history. Let's, oh God.
Yeah. Very quick, less than 1 minute rundown of what that is. A 60s scoop was basically the government taking all these Native children and putting them in foster homes, basically ripping them up from their parents.
Mm-hmm. Without their parents' consent.
Yeah.
They would deem the parents not fit to be parents because, basically because they're native. And yeah.
History over. Cut. Imagine if that was a little segment now. 1 minute history with Bob.
Okay, one small, like, personal story with cringy costumes, which let me just say, I had no choice in anything, okay? I was just a child. So, I am a dancer, I guess. And I used to do competitive dance, and I had a ballet duet with a friend of mine, and she's Chinese. I am not, but I've been told that I look any Asian besides Filipino, basically. Okay.
Fun fact, my mom thought she was Chinese.
Yeah. I mean everyone, literally everyone. So, yeah, the ballet duet with my friend. There is a song in the Nutcracker. I think that most renditions of the Nutcracker have now changed um this like part into not the Chinese part of the dance because it used to be like an oriental section. But the duet song was to that song, and the title of the piece was called Chinese Dance, literally Chinese Dance.
Very
And
uncreative name.
I know. And the costume was, I don't even, it was just like this like a long sleeve t-shirt, like a loose t-shirt with very like red, it was black with like red trimming, like lace, very oriental typically styled, right? I think there was like a dragon on the front or something, or like I think there was a Chinese character on the front. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But
Do you have any photos? Not to put on screen, just
yeah. I mean, not on me, but I can tell you later. But also we had our hair in buns, and in those buns we stuck 2 chopsticks in them, and we had fans, like our prop were 2 fans each. And yeah, like looking back, that is not correct at all, especially because, well, my friend was like actually Chinese. The choreographer who picked the costume, picked the song, picked like the whole concept was this Russian guy, whatever. But it mainly has to do with like Nutcracker and the history of the Nutcracker, because that was stereotypically what the dance was, right? Yeah, and I was like, I think I was 8 at the time. And dance competitions always have this really big problem in terms of like racism and just cultural appropriation. Because another thing that happened at a dance competition that I have been to, I don't remember, but a friend of ours does. So one of the dances, a popular song that people use, or like thing that people use for songs, is from the musical Hair. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Hair.
I'm not the musical person.
Neither of us are. But yeah, that's a popular thing that people use, and typically it's not to generalize because now it's different, but back then it was most people in dance competitions were young white girls from middle class families, basically. And the dance was to a song from Hair, and they were wearing afro wigs and had blackface. And no one complained. Well, actually, I think people did complain, but they didn't do anything about it. Like, they didn't disqualify them or anything. And that's a problem, because I know multiple people have done dances to a song from Hair with like an afro wig.
Yeah.
But the story that our friend told us, these people had blackface as well, which is even worse.
Yeah. That's kind of weird for me, because not just like the cultural appropriation thing. Why would they need to paint their faces in the first place?
I don't know.
You know, why not just wear the afros? Not that that makes it like okay, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But why do you have to paint your faces? And I know that some people make the argument that they wouldn't get in trouble if they painted themselves blue or something, but but like there's no blue people.
Yeah.
I mean, Blue
Avatar.
Men Group.
Oh.
Shout out to them, I guess.
Oh yeah, Avatar's not a good example either, because
Sorry?
Avatar, not like Last Airbender, Avatar like
Oh, I thought you said I have a star.
Oh no, Avatar.
Yeah. That's just not the same thing. And then some people will be arguing like in order, like they'll be sarcastically inclusive. They'll be like, yeah, all colors, even purple people, because y'all so sensitive.
I know, it's like, shut up.
Not the same thing, and also the fact that you're making jokes out of it really shows your privilege.
Yeah.
And what you were saying about how dance is mostly white girls in like upper middle class families, it kind of reminds me of when I brought up that story about the mom on Facebook that was doing blackface, and her daughter commented or texted her saying, "Mom, like what the heck?" And the mom said, like, don't worry, sweetie, no black person is gonna be at the party. I made sure. Like, if no one at those dance competitions were of the race that would be offended by this, then they wouldn't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's this very messed up version of if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know, if no one says anything, we're fine. If no one sees, we're fine. Yeah.
Damn.
So,
Happy Halloween!
happy Halloween!
Don't dress up as something offensive because you'll just look
there's
dumb.
so many cool costumes that you could do.
Mm-hmm.
I have the cutest thing ever. It's maybe a 2-year-old, very much just like a baby, I'm pretty sure. And they, so cute. I think it was a bowl of pho.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of Asian costume you should be doing.
I know. Just imagine how many coronavirus costumes there's gonna be.
Oh my god, don't even get me started. In March, for, I don't know if it was prom or some type of party, there was this school in America. There was this giant group of white kids that took a group photo of them wearing straw hats and doing like the praying pose, if you know what I mean. Pulling their eyes back. I'll also put that up on screen if I can find it. But, yikes. So, like Rihanna said, please don't dress up as something that would bring harm to people. Halloween's supposed to be a fun holiday, you know? People get to dress up, get candy. I mean, maybe you shouldn't be getting candy now because of COVID and social
Also, don't have Halloween parties, like frat parties. Gross. Stay away from each other.
Yeah.
You can, like, miss Halloween for 1 year. You're not gonna die. Like, calm down.
Yeah, and you know, video call, have a virtual party, prepare food at your house, eat it, and then also video call your friends. I know it's not the same as being physically there, like you can't hug your friends and stuff, but you know, think about the people that have died from COVID, or people that are in the hospital right now because of COVID, or the people that are working overtime because they're at the hospital, they're a healthcare worker, and they literally can't go home on normal hours.
I know.
Please be responsible. And don't be racist to Asians or any other race. But please, not all of us have COVID. I mean, I appreciate you staying away from me right now, but I got glared at today.
Oh, God.
I was on my way home, and this guy was walking his dog. He seemed fine, but then when I walked right past him, I saw him glare at me. So yeah, that was fun. So, thanks for tuning in today. We hope that wasn't too exhausting for you. Leave a comment. I actually said that a lot this episode for some reason.
Yeah.
Leave a comment about your thoughts on this whole kind of touchy cultural appropriation topic. What you thought about the whole Carrie Perry
Carrie Perry
situation. What do you think about the whole cultural appreciation versus appropriation thing? If you thought that we missed out on examples of celebrities, list that down below. Because there's tons of celebrities that have done this, but it's hard to, pile it all into one episode because then it'd be 8 hours, and we're not famous enough to do an 8-hour stream that people would actually listen to.
Also, we don't have time for that.
Yeah, we're very busy students. No, I said students. But yeah, we gotta focus on our studies. We got our jobs that are not being paid. If I'm kidding. Okay.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. So if you want to find out more about us, check out the card link in our Instagram bio. It contains links to our streaming platforms such as Spotify, Anchor, and more. Follow us for more behind the scenes content, announcements, and other random things we decide to put on there.
Thank you so much for listening. See you next time.
Bye.